What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
playing 3-bet pots from out of position. We are the 3-better. We have a good hand, but we are out of position. And we'll start with a trainer using GTO Wizard. I'll go first. We have ace king. I 3-bet ace king and I'm happy about it. Flop comes down, jack 6 deuce. I don't think we have to bet this since we can easily call a bet. So I think obviously we'll have some bets and the bet size will be 7 to 11, but I'm going to check this time. Let's see how bad that is.
I think checking. I would check too.
Yeah. Check 60%. And the main sizes are the 11 and the 17. Okay, great. So we checked and I'm going to call a bet if he bets.
He bets he chooses a third.
I'm not folding. And I'm not check raising. Yep, I'm calling. Okay, I'm just folding. I suck at poker.
So let's see if it's calling. Let's see what it's calling here. Real quick. It wants to have a backdoor.
Right. So that's how it defends.
On this rainbow texture, it wants to have a backdoor.
But I'm offsuit, so I'm just screwed.
Yeah, but you're offsuit, so you're screwed.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just give up facing a bet. It feels a little bit nitty, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I called it. It's 4%.
But it kind of, so yeah. All right. So
I've dug my hole.
all right, you're gonna call it.
Yep. All right.
What would you like to do now?
Check in. He checks behind. I like that.
Now, this is interesting.
Right. The river. Do I want to turn ace king into a bluff? Of all the hands I have, it's the one non-paired hand I don't have to turn into a bluff. So there's that. The jack is paired, and he didn't bet there, so he's probably not heavy with jacks. Make it harder for me to rep it.
Don't you think he could have jacks though? Because
he can check a jack behind. Yeah, he could have jack 10 easily. And just
because they could be concerned because you called them that you have the overpairs, right? So I think they could check back a jack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's cheat. Should we cheat?
Yeah, but I am going to check, by the way. I've decided I'm going to check before we cheat.
Okay. All right. Should we play before we cheat? Well, then we're not cheating.
That doesn't matter.
Let's just look real quick. Let's just see small blind check on ETG. Let's see how much he's checking back top pair filter. Top pair. He does it half the time.
This is the flop. We're on the turn. He bet already.
So I was just curious how many jacks.
Oh, how many jacks he would have if he checked. Yeah. But he didn't. He bet.
Oh, he bet and then he checked. So
right.
ETG.
So the question, what is his range when he checks in position?
So he bets and then checks 60% of the time.
He got a lot of jacks. Yeah. So I'm just going to check into him. Yep. And it does bet some, and it's a small bet for that. And I'm going to fold now. So that was fun.
Look at that.
Oh my God. But when you take this line, you do a lot of calling even there.
Right. So this is the kind of stuff I think that we can disregard from solver. It's taking an extremely high risk line against population for one big blind per 100.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. All right. Let's see what it worked. It might have worked.
Yeah.
Might have worked. All right.
It's probably different. All right. I'll take one. All right. See, I took this one because I knew it was going to be this flop.
That's nice.
I think we bet even though we're blocking everything. I think we bet. I wonder if we bet small here. Yeah, I think that's really small. So this is kind of a situation I ran into that I'm in my hand histories from live that I'm going to show. And I think I made a mistake. I think I'm going to do the opposite of what I did last time I played live, and I'm just going to call.
Did you raise in your situation, just out of curiosity?
I did.
Okay. He folded, right?
And he folded.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're checking. We've got the absolute nuts. Look at that. A little leading. I guess a little leading because he's going to check back so much, and a lot of his bluffs are composed of spades here.
Yeah.
So he'd have to call, but
this is great though.
All right, so now We're not, I don't know if we slow play here. I don't think we ever do. But we're blocking everything and he's made a small bet. This is kind of, I mean, this is a really good problem to have.
Yeah,
We're probably, I don't, what's he gonna call except fives? I think we just call. I think when we're blocking everything, we just call. Yeah.
yep.
And then if we're gonna take this line, we're obviously gonna check again.
And then that's just what happens with ace queen.
And that's such his life.
Yeah.
But, all right, I'm gonna ask you to yell out who's next, Scotty, who's next?
The next person is Bogdan, but before Bogdan goes, I want to know, we just played against a solver. Against opponents, do we want to play this any differently? Larry, it's up to you. Against your field, do you want to play this any differently than you did?
I think it's super player dependent. I mean, you really have to understand the person you're playing against. So, I mean, against me, I wouldn't do it. I'm a pretty conservative player, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Against people in my, so I'll give you an example. So I had ace queen, the flop came, ace ace X, ace ace low card, and I was out of position. I checked. This is just a SRP. He bet. I call. Turn was jack. He bets. I call. And then I played it exactly like this. The river was another jack. I check. He bets. I shove. He calls, and he spewed with like a jack. And so my point is that you have to really know who you're playing against.
Okay. Yeah, I don't, the only exploit that I think we could go in with this one is when we have the king of spades, he's on less spade draws, which means that he's on more what he perceives as value hands. This is on the flop.
Yeah.
And so with that, maybe not, maybe doing the 3-bet and keeping the initiative all the way to the end. The thing is, when that king comes, the king is actually better for our range than his, because we check call kings, you know, after betting. I mean, not check call, we bet and he raises, we might call a king, but he probably doesn't raise a king. He probably only raises an ace. So that second king is, and you notice how small he bet against that second king.
Yeah. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
That's my main. So I might be influenced by how sort of bad the king is for our action to have done the 3 on the flop. But I think that king of spades allows us to push a little harder on, after he raises us. So take a look here on this. When we go to when he bets there, let's just look at our response. We just always call. We just don't have any. We don't have any 3-bets.
Notice we do, so if you look at trips,
Yeah. Oh, this is the turn.
full house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was looking, I meant on the flop.
on the flop,
Yeah. Go to the small blind
jack,
on the
he
flop.
raises right here.
Yeah, I want to see. This is the one. So with our ace, our specific ace king. So the king of spades is why we don't do it. So my thought was exactly wrong.
So if we're blocking, well, if we're blocking, I assume it's because we're blocking his draws. But his draw is also a pair.
Okay.
But so maybe it's
We 3-bet. I mean, here's the cool thing. We 3-bet pure without the spade. That's worth knowing.
agreed.
You see the ace king there. That was really kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Spade is
Now-
important.
Yeah. Okay. And the spade is important, and it's the opposite of what I said.
Okay.
Okay. Bogdan,
Yep,
have a good.
I'm here.
Bogdan, you have ace king.
Also, is king suited. Oh, nice. 25
Against
times
button.
down against button. Ah, tricky spot. If we have to, even force. So I'm gonna raise here, like 825. Yeah, 825 is good. That would be all. For
Betting
now.
8.25.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one.
Yep.
Yeah, you're in there. He
Yep.
likes to
Yep.
bet. Like,
Mhm.
it's betting range here.
Yeah.
Good.
He's not
Yeah,
having it.
so-
What would you like to do?
Yeah, he's not having it. I guess that's a queen of play, or tens with something, even two pairs, queen ten. So yeah, I'm folding this one.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Ah, shove.
Again, I
Yeah,
think this is something.
Wow. Wow.
guys, I don't have the guts to do that.
Yeah, I think this is something we can,
This is
this is
because
why.
this is because he has more bluffs than our opponents do. This
Yeah.
is a ballsy line, but it is probably not near as profitable against our opponents as it is.
Well, let's look. So he raises. Let's look what his raise. We got here. He raises 11% of his range here.
Right.
Here. And then let's look. So when he raises 11% of his range. He's got as much trash as he does value. And that's just not gonna happen with humans.
Yeah.
I mean, they all have, I mean, these are all like straight draw, like gutters,
Mm-hmm.
but I dare me to find a human who's gonna do this. So the point is that, yeah, this is the kind of thing that we can probably avoid.
Yeah. So our jam folds out his equity of his draws because he has to fold them. He probably folds all of them except maybe the king jack suited. And we'll even see if he folds the king jack suited. I'm interested to see.
Yeah,
So
sure.
does that. He has some minor value that he folds, and that's really good for us. And then occasionally we get there. It's adding all those together that makes that good. But I don't think our guys have these bluffs. So
There is very little polarity when humans do this. This just is not a polar play.
yeah.
I totally agree. I
So
mean,
let's jam
I
it.
would
Yeah.
jam it.
Yeah.
So you wanted to see what happens when we shove?
Yeah. So
What he
we
Yeah,
folds?
I'm curious.
and what does he do with his king jack?
Uh,
He calls it. Calls it
goes
off.
with it. What's his equity? So 30, so that he's being offered 32%,
Yeah.
and his perceived, this is all perceived equity, right?
Yeah.
This meets the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if we like 10, like all this 10x. But again, I wouldn't do this. I mean,
What
you
is
have,
that we're what does he fold out that we are behind with our ace king? What are we successfully bluffing out?
it's not actually, look, it's very interesting that it
Pocket
takes this
nines,
line because
sevens, pocket sixes.
pot odds get compelling, and so he's folding out 9, 7, 6s. What are we behind? Yeah, the under pairs.
He calls us with his offsuit. He calls us with his tens. So so this is a weird bluff. It's getting worse to fold. Except for slivers of 9s, 7s, 6s, and 5s. Weird.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it is a weird bluff.
Yeah.
It is a weird bluff.
Yeah.
Just one other, I'm just curious about something else. Oh,
Go for it.
it's all in here. I mean, it's close. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I think this is a YMMV kind of place. Kind of play.
What's YMMV?
Your mileage may vary.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Richie, you're up.
All right, Richie, would you like to take one?
Yeah, let's go for it.
And he shows the bluff.
Yeah. That our opponent never has.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I think I've got this
Okay.
set to
Yeah.
this. Save. Alright. You have hands other than ace king,
Good.
which is really good this time, Richie. What would you like to do?
So what are we out of position? We're playing, aren't we? I would probably. It's tough because obviously the king's good for us, but you also want to have some
Three-bet
check
us.
raises in there. I think I'd still continue here, small, go like 20%.
Hold on, he 3-bet us.
Is this fucked up now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
fucked
fucked
up
up
now.
now.
But sorry, Richie, you don't get a straight. I mean, you don't get a set.
I get you.
I
Okay,
feel
no
bad,
worries.
Tick. I think
Okay,
we
let
wanna
Richie play a
Richie
set.
take this. Yeah.
Well, if they 3-bet us, then I would definitely check because they might continue on the king, so and
Oh,
go
yeah.
for a check raise. Like,
Check raise?
yeah, I'd check raise this. 35%, yeah. Oh, you knew, didn't you? You went 50.
So this is
Well,
an
and
interesting
they've
spot.
wow. Okay, yeah, this is very interesting because they could have the nuts, couldn't they, with the kings, trip kings? Oh my gosh. Okay, I would still call this. I wouldn't shove. I'd call this.
Yeah, I don't think so I think the dry texture is gonna encourage us to, I think we just call here.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the SPR gonna, SPR is gonna be less than 1, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just calling. Cause we know it's gonna get in. We don't have to really worry about it.
Yeah, yeah. But pretty much always getting it in here.
I don't know why
Check, and
Slaughter wants to, Slaughter does some kind of cheeky
yeah,
bullshit.
and then we call and just hope
Yeah,
they're
it doesn't-
pushing with other ones. And then,
Hey,
yeah, that's what we were hoping for. Why?
all right.
Superb. Okay, so. This is at a drill, 3-bet. Under the gun, hero, this is what was screwed up.
Right.
Button. Out of position, off. Display, looks good, modes. Looks good. This looks good enough.
All
Let's
right.
hope.
Dean is up.
Big Dean, good morning, you've got aces.
Nice. And they 3-bet us?
You did.
Oh,
You
but we
3-bet.
You are the
3-bet them.
3-better now.
Okay. Would bet smallish. Like, yeah.
Okay, good choice. Notice we were betting, oh, that's an interesting card. We were betting range. Okay, so flush came in, you now possess a spade, what'd you do, sir?
Check.
I think check was fine. This hand knows no protection and this card sucks balls.
Yeah.
To use a technical term. It down bet sometimes, which is
I mean,
interesting.
they could still have 8 too.
But if you
Like, would suck, and spade.
notice how much we're checking here, like if we look at this. I bet. 44% we're even checking our flushes. Just like it,
We
just to,
check our flushes.
Protect our
40% of the
check
time.
range. Nice.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we check our flushes 44% of the time.
Protect our checking range.
Alright, we like a check. So he's obviously gonna protect his flushes as well, so.
I would kind of go big. Not super big, all in, but like B60 or B85 range.
Okay,
B85.
I'm greedy. I would go B85 probably.
Yeah, I
okay.
vote
It looks
B85.
all.
I
it looks
wonder
all
if we
bluffy
have
to
any
me.
blocker sizings here.
Mhm.
In theory, because he's a little capped. And also he might be checking his range. No, you nailed it. You got the highest frequency choice. You win the prize.
Yay.
And he falls out sevens.
Mm.
Okay.
Right. Tura.
Toro, would you like to take one, sir?
Yes, of course.
Okay, you have kings on a monotone board against button.
I'm gonna start with a check.
I think this is a high check board. I wonder how much we're gonna check here. I think we're gonna check a lot. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I would check 90% of the time. Okay, so we check. You bet small.
Call.
the run out from hell. So I assume you're gonna check.
Check. Oh, he
Whoa.
likes
I have
betting.
no idea. Why would
What?
we do this?
What?
Three bet pots are weird. Well, I don't know why we do this. I mean, we can rabbit hole it, but I think obviously we've got so much that we check call to that size that we must have better. The only reason that we would be doing this is because this card shifts equity. All right, let's rabbit hole real quick.
We bucks
We
them.
just turned kings into a bluff.
King X off.
We just turned an overpair into a bluff.
So here, if you look at range versus range, this must shift equity. That's the only reason this would happen. We're like 50. This is interesting. On this monotone board, we're 50-50 exactly. And you can even see it in the linear graph, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I guess it's because let's look at filters. They have
I
more.
don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I have a prediction.
Okay, I think as a percentage of range, they have more flushes. But I think we have better flushes. Which is half as much as percentage of our range. But that's my theory. What do you think?
We
My
have more
theory is-
offsuit aces.
He's folded out all of his offsuit branch to get here. Because we 3-bet him. So he didn't
Yeah.
continue with a lot of offsuit stuff.
Yeah.
So when he has us crushed on the flop, he has a flush, right?
Yeah.
Flush card comes, it is less likely that he has a flush. The board blocks his flush. Normally you go, oh, well, now all the
Yeah.
one card flushes come in. He has them all the time. But his one card flushes are only his pairs, and he doesn't have any big pairs.
And we
That is
can-
maybe, and also maybe, I think you have a very good point. And also maybe in solver, he just doesn't use this size with flushes, maybe.
Yeah.
That could be part of it. It's very interesting that we're 50-50 here. And you're
Mhm.
totally right. Flushes as a percentage of his range are twice as likely as us. So
No,
we
half
bet,
both.
so we're 50-50 here. After we call and see what happens.
No, the small blind, we're more, you said he's more likely than us. He's less likely than us to have a flush now.
What did I do? I close it? That sucks.
Yeah.
No, wait, what happened? Oh my God, what a bummer. History. Come back to us here, please. Yeah, I know.
So that's my guess is that on the flop, his percentage of flushes that when that card comes in, his percentage of flushes has actually gone down, and our percentage of flushes has gone up.
Yeah, yeah. Because we
That's-
have all the offsuit.
We have offsuit aces still,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe the king queen.
Boom. Okay, so we were looking at
And we have ace king option.
here.
Pocket kings. The other one that we have.
Yeah, okay, so we're looking at range versus range. So we're a full toss up and then we call
Right, we're on the left, he's on the
toss up. We're on the left.
right. And if you
It's
look at
turn
the,
where we dunk, what happens? So I think you're probably right. Obviously, we see this is often when it dunks is that we have a
Yeah, they got
dramatically equity shifting
king, queen
card.
off and
So this
ace queen
shifts,
off.
this card shifts equity. So then let's see if we can answer your question about flushes. Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. All of a sudden, if you look at the amount of flushes,
Mhm.
we now as a percentage of range have a lot more.
We have 47% of our range is a flush.
Yeah, compared
Now
to
look-
30%.
Right, now look on
Whereas
the
at the
flop.
beginning of this hand,
Yeah, look here at what our flushes are.
they
Just-
have more, 14% versus 8%.
Yeah,
But now that we've got, this is also a good lesson kind of in hand reading and just kind of understanding the betting dynamics of a hand and what happens and how it morphs people's ranges, how it changes the ranges. But yeah, so that's why it shifted equity to us. And all of a sudden, when we had this dramatic shift in GTO Wizard, you get donks. So,
And we don't want to, we're not like dunking with our pocket sevens with a 7 of spades.
Well, we
you
probably
don't
mix
turn
it up,
that
right?
into a bluff.
So we probably mix it up. So yeah, so it's gonna protect its range and it's gonna be balanced. So it's gonna have donks throughout. I mean, it's donking now. Well, these are all.
We only,
clear.
right, 'cause we only continued with our queens with, no, our queens, we have the ones with and without flushes. Okay,
So
great.
it's now donking with like, its over pairs without,
Right,
with it that aren't a flush now.
yeah.
So, okay, so, but I think the great
But we-
majority of humans will check.
Yep.
It's very
Because we-
hard to understand that dynamic in the hand.
Mhm.
He checks back and now, what would you like to do?
Check.
I think you can get blocker bets.
I-
You do, but you mostly check. Well played.
Sevens and six.
And he's put you to the test.
Here's a secret: if you want to bluff me in a game, like do this, and I'll fold kings to you.
Mhm.
Mm, let's call. Let's call.
Yeah, we just
Okay,
need a
it's
fold
good fold.
without a spade.
Yeah.
He's got us. He only flopped it.
Got us dead. All right.
Who's next?
I'm me. It's me. I'm next.
This looks like it's
I
right.
wonder if you
Okay.
could ever get that queen high off of if you would have turned donk, river jammed, if you would have got the queen high flush off.
All right. You've got a very interesting spot here because you have,
I would like to bet, and I would like to bet larger than smaller because of the two sets of straight draws that are around there and no straight that's on the board. So I'm not going to bet 5. I'm going to push my 5 to 33 and push my 33 to 50. And I'm going to choose with this one, the 30, I'm going to choose the 50 just to totally commit to it.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's the 33 and the 50. Good.
It's
All
there,
right.
yeah, perfect.
I am the wizard. Oh, damn it. He called. I'm screwed.
all
All right. The most likely of straight draws did not come in. The 8, because 8-10 is not as likely as the 7-8 and the 10 jack and the jack queen. So not that afraid of that. But my kicker has been severely downgraded once I got called. So I think my hand has now gone to marginally made. And I'm going to now check.
well played.
Nice.
Yes. Check behind. Come on, check behind, and I'm going to block the river. Fine call.
Oh.
Call. Check.
Oh,
Oh, wait, hold on.
here
Hold
comes
on.
the fun
A
shot.
heart.
Oh,
It's a heart. Do I want to turn top pair into a bluff with a jack of hearts? Hell no. Check.
Yeah, I think that's actually a very good card for him.
It is. How big is the bet? All in.
mm,
Get
the
your
blocker.
get your finger off that blue. I'm going to. I have the jack of hearts. I call.
Are you checking where the guy's
I
from?
call.
He's from
I
Brazil.
call.
Snap.
Jack
Clear
of hearts.
call, clear call. Let's
Yeah.
see if we fold without the heart.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, this is an important
Beautiful.
heuristic we
Yeah.
take over and over again.
Rocking. I
Yeah,
love it when this is the result, when you mix based on a reason and the reason is pure. I love this.
yeah, it makes it easy, doesn't it?
All right.
So,
And ow, turn. Oh, I hate poker.
Stupid
Oh,
game.
I hate
Stupid
poker so
Well,
much.
guys, a question here.
All right.
Scotty, if you would have went like bet with the king before the 7, before the turn, you know, like
say it again.
so betting constantly.
I get screwed. I get screwed in a different order. He hits that 7 on the turn and it's over for me. Because remember, I did bet
Yeah,
the flop.
kinda.
I bet the flop. I bet the flop 50%. I get a big healthy bet, and he called me with pocket 7s. without
We
even.
just-
seven of
We're
hearts.
checking, we're checking because we took a big sizing
Yeah.
for out of position play and a 3-bet pot.
Yeah.
He called
Yeah, makes
here.
sense.
His range is very filtered.
And I bet he folds
So
sevens a
our
lot.
hand is the best hand a lot less. Now he just luck boxed it. But
Yeah.
then when and also the turn 7 is it's kind of good because he's got some backdoors that he's calling. So our hand is downgraded. I mean, we can see that if you look at our equity, it's probably going to show an equity, right? So here, if you look at the equity of our king jack off, it's 73% here.
Mm-hmm.
But when he calls this big bet, it's probably going to go down, and that's why we're checking. And it goes down to 61. It's not dramatic, but it goes down.
Just for fun, would you just look on his node, his flop node, and see how often he folds pocket sevens to that 50% bet? Because I bet he folds it a lot, and I bet he folds the sevens without a heart even more. And we just
Here, on
rolled a
the
big
flop,
number.
right?
Yeah, on the flop. I think he just rolled a big number.
I'm curious if
Yeah,
the face
without
big
a-
was
with-
even big, you know. On the
Oh my
turn.
God, he's folding the 7 with the heart. That 1-1 more. How bizarre. All right, I don't need to
Larry,
understand.
Larry, can you just check what they're betting 25 on the turn with, really quick? The button. When we checked on the turn and the button bets,
Sure.
like their betting range.
They're betting half pot with
9
7, 6s, and 9s, which have us crook.
aces. Like their range is pretty
King,
tough
queen, which has
against our
Queen Jack. They're doing it with
yeah,
Queen
Queen
Jack,
Jack is like the bluff.
Queen Jack, and King 10, which we beat.
And they're not even doing
Ace
enough with
queen.
King 10 for us to beat it a lot.
Yeah, Ace Queen, which we beat. So
Yeah, it's
King 10
mostly, I
of
mean,
hearts.
it's mostly composed of top pair, the best kicker he has, because he doesn't have ace king.
Mhm.
Yep. And set.
Sets, and then this gutter. Okay,
With flush draws and
Yep.
an overpair.
yep. All right, who's got this one?
This one is Larry. You get to flop a set.
Okay,
Nice.
Everybody
I
gets
think this texture, we bet a lot. I wonder if we size down, we have such a good hand. We do, we size down, we have such a
Mhm.
good hand.
Mhm.
I'm gonna cheat. Sad face, that's why we size down.
Yeah.
I'll have a hand I'm gonna show you guys where I size down where I flops really good, and
Oh yeah, Mike.
you got that is a lot of humans are gonna react by betting, by raising. So,
Mike, put Mike in on the next one. Mike was here. I didn't see him visibly. I had the wrong mode on, so I only saw the first people.
okay,
and
hey,
Mike-
Dr. Mike,
You.
how are you, sir? Here you go. I'm sorry you didn't flop a set.
So Richie, we'll do the 3-bet pot on when we go to marked hands. We'll do that. So remember to come back to it. All right,
This one's me, Larry, you said?
Yeah.
Mike.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna be checking a ton here, and this hand in particular, probably pure.
Yeah, I think we're gonna check. Look at that. Once it's polarized, because there's just no fucking
But I
equity, I
wonder,
guess.
yeah, and let's come back to this because I bet I'm just curious if it's all just the back doors that do this.
Yeah, I guess you do have a back door. Um,
No, I don't, but if we had the back door,
You have a backdoor straight.
yeah, but I'm thinking if
Yeah.
the ones
What
that
do
do bet this are the backdoor flushes. That's what I was curious about.
Let's see.
so,
No, you actually don't want the back door to go.
so we just want to drive. We're just like, so we have no equity here, right? So let's just look at, with this hand is very little equity. Well, that's not true.
Yeah, what it is
Right,
this
so-
benefits so much more from a fold than the other ones do.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't improve if a turn comes, and the other ones can improve a lot.
So let's see if that holds with ace queen. It does. Ace king. Ace king obviously changes everything, but
Hmm.
ace queen. ace jack have this unique property. We're just like,
Yep.
we fold
Ace-
so
What
bad,
ace
we
three
flop
are
so
we doing
bad,
with
we
the
just
backdoor?
wanna generate a
Ace
fold.
10, yeah, ace 10 is gonna probably look a lot like ace jack, ace 10 suited.
So when we hold the clubs, we are blocking they will call more because
Yeah,
they
it's
would have
ironic
more-
because we're
they would
blocking their,
have more backdoor continues if we bet.
yeah, so we're blocking their auto folds. So it's an
So they probably
unusual,
continue with
correct.
worse aces too. That's why. The
yeah,
worse backdoors.
true. Alright, well, we're gonna check. He's gonna check back. This king
Okay.
comes.
We probably should be betting here. A range, probably a good chunk. Do we want to do it with our hand? And I think not. So I'm going to continue to check since we checked the flop.
Okay,
I think there will be some betting, but I think it'll check as well.
your check. I
No
thought,
betting, no betting, just checking. And we just fold.
So sad. Yep, there you go. All right, up next is Jiao, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
alright, are you ready, Joe?
Click ask to unmute, and if Jiao doesn't come in, yep, here's Jiao.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Going good. How do we pronounce your first name?
No, that's perfect. That's good enough.
Okay, great.
Alright, here's a hand for you. You are the three better against UTG. And you've got this flop with ace queen suited.
No, no. Um, I don't know. We three bet, right? Three bet versus under the gun formation.
I think you're gonna have bets here on a
Yeah.
king high flop. With the back
We
door.
have some backdoor. We have some backdoor straight and flush. I'm gonna go with a small bet.
Alright, here you go. Yeah, we're gonna bet.
Yep.
So this is important to see. We're just range betting here. On this flop texture with the king.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, one lesson you can come away from is that oftentimes when we're out of position in SRPs and to get pots, we're often, it's not obviously always, but we're often range betting.
So sort of the first thing you look at, Jiao, is look at the board before you even think about what your hand is and go, is this board a range bet board for my range? And if it is, you bet. And your hand doesn't matter. So you sort of look at the board, think about what it means for your range, then you look at your hand. Is the logic order. So you
Yeah.
bet. What did he do? Did he fold his jacks already?
And he folded his jacks, and that's why we bet.
Oh, what a beautiful thing. He folded
Wow.
his. All right. A plus is next.
thanks for that.
No worries. A plus. You're against button now. And you have ace four of spade.
Well, if I was in position, it's 100% bet, small bet. Out of position, I don't have the queen like the last time, but I do have two spades with the ace of spades, so I'm gonna bet that.
Alright, B33.
If I'm betting it a lot, yeah, it'll be bet low. Yep.
Okay, yeah, it's betting range here. The size is fine. It likes to bet half.
The presence
Maybe it likes to
of
bet half
two
because
deuces.
the deuces, yeah.
Right. It's so hard. The only way for him to hit this board is to have a king or a pair because there are no other cards for him to hit. And
Also, yeah,
pairs.
and I don't think he does defend ace two suited.
It does.
Okay. Alright, we bet, he calls, and you've turned additional equity. What you have to do?
I don't know if that's an over bet or not with the ace in my hand. It could be. I would say it's at least 75 to pot, 75% to pot. It might be an over bet.
Yeah, you nailed it. 75.
Mhm.
He calls, sad face we miss.
And there's no draws there. That's interesting. I have ace for showdown value. I don't know how much that's worth. He's called twice. Yeah, what bet would get him off of a king? I don't know that any would.
You don't have enough left
Yeah,
to do it.
yeah, you're right. You don't. So I think you just check. You just give up here.
Yeah,
agree
I
with it.
don't think we like having spades either.
Yeah, I agree with every word you said, except for the words you said. I have an ace, so I have some showdown value. No, you don't. You have no showdown value at all. Yeah.
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 You're
You
not
weren't getting
calling
him off
that.
of it.
No.
Yeah, we just don't. Yeah, we don't like having spades here. Okay, who's next?
Next, okay, that was everybody. Then it came back. Larry did his. So we're now back at the top. And we're back to Bogdan because Larry and I have gone already.
Okay, let's see.
All right,
I
you've
have
got
hearts.
You got
Yeah.
hearts. You got 7-7-2.
That's
What to do?
terrible flop, but I'm still gonna bet something here, like 20% at 5. Let's see what
You want to bet
happening.
50%? That's what I heard.
No, 20%, 20, the orange one, yeah, that one. But now thinking about it, it's kind of small, yeah, exactly, 50 something percent.
Oh, we're not breaking
was
it, so we'll
better.
go with it. So you bet 5. He raises you. He's not
Yeah, I'm
having it.
calling. I'm calling.
Okay, I think you're gonna fold to the size. I don't think you have
Yeah,
enough here. I think, but
the size is huge, but still,
yeah, it's a very
I'm
large
ready for the
bet.
hearts.
I'm wrong. You call. Look at that.
Okay,
It's a clear call.
crazy. Yeah, I was
Curious
like
about
risking
something.
it, but yeah.
King 9. We need a back door. Spade, diamond, but not the clubs.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, you got an ace.
We
Would you like
missed.
to check to the aggressor?
No. Problem is, I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna bluff it.
All right. It's in there.
Or that, yeah, in or that, yeah. But he calls. He flopped the ace. So close.
Raised with the ace queen. Wow.
That's a crazy hand.
Yeah.
All right, who's next?
I suspect,
One
yeah.
question. How many people here like me would have just folded to the flop check raise and been done?
100%.
Not the flop check raise, the flop raise. Yeah, we're just done. And
Yeah.
did the solver do it at all? Or was it
Um,
pure calling, or did it have at least some folds?
No,
would
it was
king-
pure on all the back doors.
Yeah, on the
Oh.
king down at the back door, it was pure. I don't think we need to do that against humans. I think humans don't have. I mean, some humans are going to have a polar imposition raising range, but I mean, I think the question we have to ask yourself is: in your pool, does this raise here? Is it overbluffed or underbluffed? And I think the answer that you're going to find, I think, frankly, is that it's underbluffed. And once it even begins to become underbluffed, here's what once it doesn't possess king, queen, king, jack, king, 10.
10, 9, 9, 8.
Yeah, once it, then if you took away all these, it's not profitable to call anymore.
Yeah.
And I would argue that I would argue that these are just not there.
Yeah.
If it'd be fun if
what I
someone
would
came
like
into this.
to,
I mean,
what I
even
would
if
like to
those are
say,
there, king, queen, king, jack, king, 10 all dominate us.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So
It was like a risky call because it's like for free. So I was like curious. Let's see, am I lucky enough to
yeah,
flop
I
a flop
just
or
don't
not?
think
You
it's.
know?
I don't think it's a profitable call. It'd be interesting
Yeah,
for
it's
someone
not.
to
It's
come into
not.
this group who's got the AI. And what happens if we had the AI? We could change his range of raising and take out these bluffs, and then we would fold.
Right.
So
Makes sense. Thank you.
I think this is an example where GTO stands for game theory off.
all
All right. Up next after Bogdan is Mike.
right, Mike. Mike got a very interesting flop against UTG.
Yeah. This looks like a good spot to see bet. It also seems like a good spot to check. So I'm kind of torn. Because I think that flop wants us to see bet, but our hand wants us to check.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting spot.
I am going to check here.
You nailed it.
Okay, yeah, kind of both.
Yep.
I'm curious what we do with our backdoor ace five, so let's just focus on ace five here, so. We're betting with that, we don't really care. We don't care about backdoors, front doors here, or nothing, or no. We're
Yeah.
just like betting. Alright, so we bet. Oh, we're checking,
Yeah, we checked.
he checks back.
Okay. Against population, they are not going to check back there if they had a better ace here, most likely. Like, so
Yep.
if I was in game here, they're going to check a lot. So I would be betting. However, versus a solver, I feel like we can continue to check. But that kind of a pretty decent card for under the gun now. I mean, if they want to continue. So I'm going to actually bet now. Let's go B 30. Let's go B 50.
In there. I mean, you're right about the betting.
33 or 50.
Alright. He calls the B50.
Yeah.
We're
I
gonna
think
chop
we
this
just
pot.
need to check.
Yeah.
And he didn't put us to the test. Oh, we got him with a nice little counterfeit.
Yeah, you did get him with the kind of bet. He hates his three.
So I think that one of the important things from this hand is on the flop, if you bet, and I think this is true in game also, not just solver, you have to bet small with this combo because this combo only benefits from getting called by a queen. So you've got to make it easy for a queen to call. Otherwise, when you bet any larger than that, you isolate yourself to all the better aces.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's a really good point.
So you're betting, so you're turning your hand face up with that bet, except that you have other bets, you have other hands that also want to do that. You have some bluffs that want to do that, and you'll do that with, and you'll have some value that's so big that you like pocket aces that blocks so much that you have to bet small.
Yeah.
So you can't be exploited by it, but it's just so logical for your hand. I think that's why you have to do it. All right. After Mike is Dean.
Alright, Dean. Get rid of rock.
All right.
I'm sorry you don't have any you can rock with.
The fuck? New hand?
Yeah,
Let's see. The flush draw, but it's like high disconnected, so I bet kind of smallish, like B33, maybe B50. Right, B33. Ah, bigger. Way
let's
bigger.
polarize this particular combo.
Nah, I'm
He's
wrong.
trying to get fold out a pair, so we gotta go higher. Makes sense, because
I don't know why
we're only
this,
gonna fold out worse, really.
I don't know why we like big bet here. We don't, actually. This combo likes big bet.
Yeah, yeah.
We are betting. We could argue this, yeah, we're betting high free. Well, we won't call it a range bet, but it's pretty damn close.
What is it
We're
like?
mixing
A queen
sizings
X
across all
betting
three.
smaller.
But you're in there, you're good.
Bye, Bogdan.
And then you get this kind of bricky 8.
Check.
Bye, Jow.
You wanna check?
Yeah.
I think we might polarize. Cause this is such a bricky card. No, you just nailed it.
Check. We have showdown value. Oh, you fucking dirty bastard. Ah.
I don't think I had to ask.
Oh,
Yeah. He got
Notice that he, this is a very interesting line he took.
the check back with the set.
Check back with the nutted equity.
Yeah.
How often do you guys think he trap checks the 8s? Think it's pure on turn?
No, it can't be
No.
pure, right? Oh,
don't
wow.
It is.
Oh. That's just a call.
Oh, no, this is him.
this is him.
Here we go.
He just rolled on me.
Yeah.
He rolled a trap.
Yeah, he knew.
Okay, who's next?
Let's see. That was Dean. So after Dean is Tura.
All right. Tara, you've got a really bad hand.
I'm gonna start with a small bet. I think we can probably bet a lot here. No?
So I'm curious here, real quick, take a little bit. So this hand is going to be at the bottom of range here, right? So breakdown. So very top of range, we're checking, we're protecting, which is going to be jacks, I guess. Yeah. And then when we are down here, we just hands are just so bad that we're just giving up from the beginning. So
What was the difference? What was the difference in EV?
strategy.
Because I was with Tura, I thought this would be a very frequent, like across the range.
That's 6-5. If we have like a back door, it's like it's actually plus EV to bet if we have a back door. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, this. Yeah. So we'll give you the check here. So you decide to check, and he bets.
Fold.
Yeah, we're just giving up.
All
I
right.
mean, this is a good lesson. I mean, the lesson really is that for me, I'd look at this flop and I'd be like, well, this is kind of an interesting, good flop because it's hard for him to call except for this pairs and a jack X. And there's two jacks on the board. I want to bet.
Yeah.
But solver does like to give up with these suited connectors, which is totally missed.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
not
hit
us.
next hand yet, Larry.
Okay.
So when you go back to the trainer, I want to show you something. Go click on our check. Like go back. Can you go back a move if you click on that little check option at the top? Right there. This is what I was wanted to see the differences in EV. So 0.51 if we bet versus 0.91 type of thing. That's the kind of what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it finds this to be a give up, I guess you could say. At half a chip. So. All right, move on to next hand.
Yep. Next
Okay.
hand is Richie.
All right, Richie, are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Whatever, we fold, showdown.
Yeah. Here's your real hand though.
Okay, here you go. You got jacks.
I think we continue this 75%. It's quite a spread board.
Yeah, I think
in
this is a
favour of
range
us, isn't it?
bet.
Yeah.
I would say if there's any hands we check, I bet it's queens and jacks, but I think it's a range bet. Would you like to, what size would you like to use?
75.
Ooh, range bet big.
Yeah, I think we're range betting. Generally, the heuristic is that if we have range bets, we're betting smaller, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
This is fine, but I think, yeah, we want to be 50. Let's be 50 here. It is a range bet.
Yeah.
Okay. He calls. What would you do now?
Purely based on our range, we're more likely to have two pairs than them, right? So I would probably continue. The problem is it was a big bet and they called it. So that would maybe think, do you then slow down? But you're pretty much giving up the pot here, aren't you? So, but I would continue my bet. I maybe go a bit smaller though, 50% here now, but I'm pretty much committing to maybe just bluffing.
Wow.
There we go.
It's in there.
Wow. I was so wrong.
I was wrong too. I thought we were gonna give up. I thought we were gonna try to get to showdown.
With honor.
I'm curious where equity is.
Holy God. We're range betting. We range bet the turn too? Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, this is just a really good, I think this is really good for, okay, in this configuration, which is against buttons,
yeah.
it's supposed to be a really good card for us.
Wow.
Kind of makes sense. Yeah, look how good our range is here.
Yep.
After we take, even after we take the size and they're filtered,
Yeah.
this card just really, we just really love this card. It's kind of surprising to see us turn queens and jacks into a bluff, but I guess that's what it's all it's doing.
Yeah.
And it must be driven by our just massive range advantage.
Yeah.
In theory. All right, so you're nailing it. All right, now you gotta. Do you turn your underpair into bluff?
Oh, see, you've got pretty much no fold equity with this sizing in real life, right? But in GTO world, I really don't know. For GTO, why not? Let's just say you finish it off with an all-in, but I wouldn't do this in real life. It's a check, okay?
It's mixing. No, it's mixing.
Yeah. It's so much easier for him to call with a king now.
Yeah, well put. You
Yeah.
nailed that one, Scotty.
Yeah. That's the problem. When the ace came, when the ace came, we might have been able to get him off a king on a blank. But
Yeah, when the ace comes, it just
we're just dead. Yeah. killed.
one less ace we can have, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, who's next?
Me. If that was right, yeah, that was Richie who just went. So it's me. All right.
All right, you got a good hand and a bad flop.
I would like an overpair, please. All right. So I'm going to bet this infrequently. And there's no locked up equity. So I'm going to bet this big. I'm going to go 75 and even 125. But I'm
Yeah,
going
I
to
was
go
thinking we might have overbets here.
I'm going to go 75 and 125.
You
But no,
nailed it.
I'm just going 75. All right.
Okay.
All right. I have filtered his range to hands like tens and jacks and queens, which I beat, and ace nine, which I beat. So let us continue. 7-8 came in. So what? So let's just go 2E, which is okay. So I can just go all in if I want, but there's no reason to.
I bet it's gonna turn us into a two-street game sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm close enough that I could do it, but if I'm gonna go 2E, I can bet small here and get there. So that's what I'm gonna do. 33. Let's go 2E.
I want to trap. I guess this is kind of a trap check.
Trap check and bet, and the bet it goes 50 for it.
Interesting.
This is gonna accomplish the same thing.
Now, I ran a hand like this yesterday. I don't know if it's gonna do the same thing. I'm not going to take away your anguish at this river.
All right. So if I check and he jams, then I'm going to call at this SPR. Therefore, I'm going to jam.
So I think you're right. I think that I ran a hand similar to this yesterday and it was a jam.
Yeah.
But not this time, of course,
Not
because
this
solver doesn't think the way I do.
Yeah, solver blocks it.
So this is so it was a shove yesterday, but I was thinking also, I was in a different study group. I cheat on you guys sometimes. And other guys were saying, block bet, and that this is a good block bet spot. And now your pot odds are really compelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a call.
Yeah, I got the solver. It's a call, I guess.
Yeah, it's a clear call on
I'm gonna
solver.
go the game. Yeah. On the turn too. After I bet 75 on the flop, this guy is turning sets. So before Larry goes up, Larry's next. When I do this whining, I'm joking, right? But I think maybe I should stop doing that joke because I don't think I should program myself to think that way during a game. I think I should be practicing the professional stoicism of, variance is just part of the game. We signed up for variance. Why am I getting upset by what I signed up?
So you should work towards achieving the grand goal of not giving a fuck.
I think so. I think that I should stop doing that joke because I think that I'm getting in the habit of feeling that way. And of course you're going to feel that way in the real moment a little bit, but you want to be letting go of that. You want to get in the practice of not being Phil Hellmuth, even as a joke. So
Yeah, I
that's
think you got a good point.
yeah, I'm going to try to do that. Okay.
In game, would you call that river jam? Like, what are they
No,
using as bluffs? You know, on
Nope.
the Ace
Nope.
River.
nope. I'm
They are
folding.
devoid of any bluff. You got a pure bluff catcher and it's an under bluff line.
Like, what is even like solver? What would their bluffs be?
We can look.
Pocket eights or something? Pocket sevens, maybe?
Also, by the way, there are humans that will find bluffs here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they spaz when they see that little donk bet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Which means we should put a lot of nutted
Pocket
equity into
eights,
our donk
pocket
bet.
sevens.
So you want to know what solver's bluffs are here.
Yeah, like pocket eights, 7-8. Oh, that's a straight. 7-6.
4-5.
Trash hands all in.
4-5,
Yeah, so
9-10.
so second pair, I guess blocking your sets, I guess. Under pairs, 7-6, blocking set,
5-4.
5-4.
And
But
that's
I
why
would imagine this
Pocket
stuff,
two.
that's why against
they're
like the pocket eights,
pretty-
they're probably over full because they're not going to turn their 9x into a bluff, right?
I think so. Not to 10%.
They'll be, oh, we got
Some people will.
somebody.
Okay, who's next?
Next is Larry.
Okay. I flop really poorly. And I think we might give up. Yeah, mostly give up. Giving up, we're mixing with these under, mixing here, but we're giving up with these a lot. Check. Now this card is interesting. It's good for us. We have this showdown. Yeah. And we're gonna take this check line. Solver likes to take check line once it starts, and we are gonna lose to nines. Not surprising. All right, who's next?
After Larry, it is A+.
A+. You've got quite an interesting flop against button.
I like betting super draws like this. If I didn't have the ace of spades, I would check it, check, and then bet the river, depending on the flop. But I think solver's probably betting here maybe 40% of the time. But I would bet it. I would bet it just because I have the spade draw and the ace.
What size would you like to use?
It would be 12-5, 50%.
I
gonna
wonder if we have
predict
check
gonna be-
raises here. I would imagine, I don't know if we do, but you said like 33%?
No, he said
No,
50. He said
little
50.
high, 50. I would bet
I'm
a
going
little
to predict
bit
small.
Yeah, I think, that makes sense.
more.
I
And
wonder
then-
if we check
go
with
on.
the intention of check raising. We're gonna find out real quick.
So the
Alright, he called you here. Let's just find out here. Check raise. Sorry, Scotty, interrupted
I
you.
was just gonna say, from before A+, the reason for the small, we're pushing towards a small bet there, I believe, is that our hand desperately needs to be called by a king and by pocket queens and pocket jacks to make any profit with this, because every ace he calls us with has us beat. So if we bet, the bigger we bet, the more we isolate him to calling with hands that beat us.
Aces, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we don't really have check raises here in this node.
Yeah.
So let's just forget that idea.
Yeah.
Okay,
We did,
so,
we did the 12.5. It's legal.
yeah. We did, so you got 12.5, he called. What should you do now on turn?
Mm. Three does nothing for him or me. He calls, so I'm putting him on either an ace of king or a draw. Block ace king, he would have raised there anyway. So king junk, that doesn't help. So I think I bet again here. I could check. I think I'm gonna bet again here. I think I'm gonna bet again here. I'm gonna go should it be a small bet or a big bet? Since the three doesn't help. I'm
He's
gonna
really brickish.
yeah, it is. It's very brickish. So with the draw and the ace four, the ace four spades is really what hangs me up. It was be an auto check normally, but with the draw, okay. I'm gonna check here. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna punk out.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, once you filtered his range. Hey,
Hey, buddy.
hey, little buddy.
All right, so I'm only losing the sixes and threes here, so I'm gonna bet I'm gonna bet what am I trying to get to call me here? A better ace and possibly a king if he doesn't believe me, right? So I'm going to bet either 30 or 45. I'm gonna go a little higher and go 45.
In there.
What's the size that it loves?
I think it likes the block sizing.
Like 17.
Yeah, like
35%. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's
That's-
there's your block. There's your block that you don't fold.
I would say one thing for you guys is think in percentages, because I think that's easier to relate to in game. Because your pot size is always gonna be, your pot size and your bet size is always gonna be different than this. But if you think in the percentages, it's easier to apply in game.
All right, Mike, you're up with percentages.
All
All
right, here you go,
right.
Mike. Top pair.
All right. We are going to c-bet, and we are going to c-bet to the tune of. We're going to c-bet to the tune of B50.
Okay. It's in there. We have big bets here.
Yeah, the big bets are there.
Let's see. So I'm curious, top pair. It loves a big bet here, and it's just mixing it more around its very best king X.
Yeah.
Very dry texture, isn't it? So this kind of makes sense. All right, so take the size. He calls. He's gonna
Right.
call some back doors, but this is pretty good.
It's an interesting call. I wonder if we ever need to check after he, and we're checking not to, not because we're scared, more to induce and or have him value own himself. Because I'm not sure we can bet big now. So
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check. I don't know if this is gonna be correct. If
Yeah, it's in there.
It's a small portion, but we
Just-
can be 50 is what it likes. That makes sense.
Yeah. It's just 2E. It's 2E-ing it.
Okay. Checking's fine. Check. All right. I think that's a really good card.
Yeah. We are gonna go 60 or 80 here. I don't think we can jam. So I like the B85.
Oh,
Oh, it
yeah.
wants a jam.
Yep.
Wants to. All you can eat, sir. I don't know what. Well, you probably would have gotten some calls of your size.
Yep.
All right, who's next?
Dean.
Dean, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Dean, I'm sorry I apologize. I take my apology personally here. Take my personal apology for your flop.
Let's bet.
All right. What subject?
Oh. I like the bigger size, but like B50, maybe the B75. Nope, just smaller even. range smaller.
I think what's going on here is that, we didn't look at this before, so let's just look at this. Now. They raise, we fold, we raise. So this is their calling range. It's
King, queen, queen,
pretty
ace,
condensed.
queen. A little bit
Yeah.
of ace, king.
So let's just look at this real quick. So they're calling 17%. They're four betting us almost as much as they're calling against UTG. But then let's change this to
It actually makes sense to go smaller, right? Because we can
The
fold
others-
out like 7, 8,
yeah.
just for a little small bet. 8,
Yeah.
9, 9, 10, all that crap.
So they've got actually kind of a similar range here when it's buttoned. But so we can kind of think about this range. This is what we're against here. This is the range versus range. Okay, so well, we didn't break anything, so we take the size. They call, what should I do now?
Check.
Yeah, I think you give up.
Oh, nope. Keep
It
going.
wants to YOLO it, but we can give up. That's fine. Huh? Interesting.
Size, what do we want to use? You can fold out like so much. All in might be too big. B60. B60 is not bad,
60's
but
gonna work.
B39.
Oh, you were right that we wanted to, I guess this is like, we're repping a flush and we
Yeah.
want.
We want to fold out king or
And
queen.
so, now I don't know, a lot of, like, a lot of coaches don't adhere to this, but solver, I guess, here with its bluffs is mimicking value. And your value is gonna be flushes, so. Mark Goon, he thinks our bluffs don't have to mimic value. He thinks our bluffs would be a different size. So generally smaller. Okay, who's next?
Not generally smaller. It has to do with, whether they are capped or uncapped. When they're capped, our bluffs are big.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay,
All right. So that was Dean, and we're on to Tura.
but does he bluff into an uncapped range?
No, yeah, you don't want, if you bluff into an uncapped range, you bluff very small,
Okay,
but you often do not bluff into an uncapped range.
okay, anyway,
We are Tura.
okay, Toro. You got the fold, dude. Fold out second
Let's
pair.
go.
You folded that second pair with your small size?
Yeah.
Hey, good job.
Alright, this looks like a very interesting spot for something to happen. What would you like to do here?
I think we want to do a lot of checking, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Checking, and then I think this is a high freak check raise. Let's find out. Check. What's his most common bet sizing here? Small?
Yep.
Yeah,
Check raise.
check raise. Like we check raise this. Now notice this is interesting to me at least. Check raising here, check raising here. All these queen highs that really love a fold. Check raising. However, when we get up here, we're still check raising, but like these two, there's very little check raising.
Right.
He's jack, you get some. Alright, he checked back. What would you like to do?
On the turn, I think 9 is better for his range, and we don't want to get shoved on. So I guess I'm gonna check and check.
It's like, eat some of this, you capped solver dude. It really likes to overbet here.
Yeah.
This is it. Let's check. Well, I don't take this line very often, but I would take a bluff here. But I wouldn't find this almost 2x over bet. Let's just take
Yeah.
it for fun. All right, we 2x over bet and not surprisingly he folds out a better hand.
Yep. We could have gotten that to fold for a lot less though.
I don't know why this, I don't know why this, the only reason I think maybe we get over bets here is this double flush draw board. And the 9, and he's capped. Well, he's capped because he checked back, right? Double flush draw board. That's the only thing. And then you look at this. Maybe this is mostly composed of our front door and back door flush draws. On turn. So here's the turn. We have a lot of over bets and some shoves.
Yeah, the size is always, we have no small bets here.
Yeah. So there's the spades. And there's the spades and the hearts.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing this with a lot with her spade. This is top pair good kicker. Let's let's do it this way instead. Filter. Flush draw nuts. No, this is interesting. Flush draw nuts. I think it thinks it's got some showdown with an ace X, so it's not doing it. But then if you look at our flush draws, it's high freak over betting.
Yeah. Get those
That's-
aces to fold.
I think I could take this away. This is a lesson learned today, right?
Mhm.
This seems like a good play. I mean, an
Yeah.
overbet on this run out, a 3-bet pot, kind of makes sense.
They don't call not flush draws?
Well, I'm sure they, do they? Let's find out.
Otherwise, it doesn't make sense, right?
They might not this size. They start getting odds. So
Oh, pure.
flush draw nuts they are. Lesser flush draws they aren't. So their pot odds are being offered at 40%, but they don't care. They're just calling. They don't believe us. Okay. Who's next? Wait, guys, so we've been doing this for about an hour and a half. Do we want to go to marked hands or we want to continue for a while?
Here we go. But let's finish to the bottom of this. That was tourist. So up next is Art and then Richie.
All right, Art, you ready?
Yeah, okay.
All right. You have a very interesting flop. I don't know what to do on these. What do you want to do?
I don't know what to do as well.
Yeah. Wonder if we get check raises. Combo draw, got backdoor and a gutter. Gotta have check raises. What would you like to do though? I don't know if check raise is the right
I
answer.
don't know. Yeah. Let's bet half pot.
Okay. Yeah. Top out of this. And we like that. Let's see real quick. We check, which was a big part of our strat with our combo. And he chooses the small size. Those are ace king. Yeah, it's in there.
The spade, yeah, the spade I thought was really good. Although look at the 2 ace of spades that don't do it.
Yeah. I guess, well, look, well, maybe it's because with these, we're blocking his continues. Right, we're blocking his backdoor king X and ace X. Like ace 5, for instance, whatever. Ace 5 heart. Okay, who's next?
Up next is Richie.
Richie, would you like to take the magic solver hand?
Go for it.
Eh.
I think we check this, do we?
I don't know. We can check it. Let's check it.
I'm gonna check it. I
think-
would check it.
Against UTG. Yeah, we noticed the range is pretty similar, but, yeah, okay. Yeah, you nailed it. Check it. Got small. You've been over 2 back doors.
So I'm not saying we do, but it's a consideration that we could check raise this, right? We've got the backdoor flush equity, and you could argue that this range hits ours more than theirs. I think I would just call it, but I'm curious to see if this does have check raise in it.
Well, should we take it just because that's what we're,
Sure, go for it. Yeah.
let's just give up.
Yeah.
No, it just folds it. Okay, fair enough.
But I
there we
think
go.
you're right about the fact that often there are gonna be some hands here. They're gonna mix
I just thought because
fold
we had
and
the
check
backdoor
raise and
straight
not have
and backdoor
calls.
flush.
Check raise should include a 9, right? A 9 or a jack. If you have it. Yeah, 9 or a
No, I
jack.
want ace five, for instance.
Yeah.
Like the front doors are doing it.
Yeah,
Okay, so. Change me folds. Nice hand, sir. Next. I think Scotty stepped away. That was Richie, right?
That was me, yeah. I think that was the last of the list, so I think the plan was to go on to marked hands now. If
Okay,
I understood him with his last message, I don't know.
that's fine. You guys want to move on to marked hands? Let's see marked hands. So I mostly broke, by the way, guys, I mostly broke up with GTO Wizard, but I missed her. You know,
Mhm.
had such a complex relationship. We're doing a trial run for 1 month, but I don't think it's gonna last.
All right.
All right,
What are
Scotty,
you using now?
I'm gonna turn, I'll turn.
I
it
make, I like to do one solve a day now, and I just run an overnight custom solve.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I just look at the solve in the morning. So. I think we're gonna move to marked hands, Scotty, is that right?
Yeah, let's do some more hands. All right. I'm
All
gonna
right.
stop the recording.